Welcome in. It's been a long time no see, no speak, whatever you want to say. Yes, it's been a long time since I last spoke, since I last actually did a video properly talking to everybody about just Newcastle in general. I mean, I've sort of like left it out. Don't ask us why. I've been away. I've just gone back to work. I've done other things. Life's just taken over. But yeah, we're back again. We're going to speak more today about Newcastle United and basically the upcoming season and what should still happen. I know we've just signed players. I know there's probably still one or two come through the door. We lost 3-2 against Benfica yesterday. And don't get me wrong, we played really well. There was a lot to take out of the Benfica game, if I'm totally honest. But yeah, if you're in the chat, don't forget to say hello. I do like a bit of interaction in the chat. So yeah, don't forget, pop in, say hello. But yeah, we're going to talk Newcastle United today. As you can see, I've got the other tab open to the window to the left. Well, to me, right this way for me, actually. It's to the right on this software. But yeah, starting off, I mean, we're starting with the goalkeepers. We've got Darlow, Dubravka, Gillespie. This, by the way, this is the Newcastle website, so I'm just going off this. So if anyone's missed, then I am sorry. I'm just reading solely from the website. So yeah. So as you can see, Carl Darlow, who did come on yesterday in the match. I didn't say actually when he came on. I just looked at Twitter and sort of seen it on Twitter. But yeah, Darlow, Gillespie, Dubravka, and Pope. If I'm totally honest, I'm going to be straight up honest with the goalkeepers. Dubravka, the fact that Nick Pope's came in, I still think Dubravka's going to be the number one. Don't get us wrong. I think the competition between him and Nick Pope's really good. I'm happy to see that this is happening now. There is a competition for the goalkeeping spot. But we've got 4 goalkeepers now. There's 4 goalkeepers at the club now. And it's not a good thing. It really isn't a good thing. Gillespie or Darlow need to be one out the door. And if I'm totally honest, the one that I really think I can see leaving sooner rather than later is Mark Gillespie. I think, yes, keep him as a third choice keeper, blah, 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 same with Darlow, but we can't go into the season with 4 keepers in the squad. I'm sorry, but we can't. So for me, I think Gillespie would be a guy I would look to sell. Just get him out, get him off the wage bill. So yeah, we'll scroll down now to the defenders. There he is, the man we've been linked with. There's no picture there yet, but the man we've been linked with since January. And I still fought hard and expected it to happen. I thought we were going to sign Sven Botman in January. I really did. I just did. I thought Botman was definitely going to be a man that was going to be over in January. But obviously it didn't happen. Botman didn't happen in January. But yeah, I'm just going to tweet the stream out, see if we can get some more interaction from Twitter. Stream. See it. So yeah, we'll just get these out of the way. Right, that's that. Up and tweeted to Twitter. But yeah, in regards to things like defender spot, obviously Botman's here now. I'm happy. To be honest, I'm over the moon Botman signed. But there is a lot of defenders at this club now. So you've got Botman, Dan Burn, Dummett, who can also play at centre-back, so there's 3. You got Freddie Fernandez, there's 4. Even Emil Kraft, apparently, he can play at centre-back, apparently so. I know you would never see him playing there, but he can still do a job there. Jamal Lewis. You've got so many defenders. If I'm totally honest, the players I would look to move on in defender department, we're not going to see Dummett move. Let's be real. Paul Dummett's not going anywhere. So Sven Botman's going to stay. Dan Burn's going to definitely stay. Paul Dummett's not going anywhere. So we can't say, oh, let's get rid of Paul Dummett because it's just not going to happen. Let's be honest. It's not going to happen. If I'm totally honest, as much as I like him, Fernandes, I can see Fernandes leaving by the end of this window. He's not going to get game time. You're not going to see him in the starting 11, I don't think. I don't even think you'll see him starting the Cups as much as you would normally. So Fernandes, I think he's 32 now. Definitely be a player I would look to move on, if I'm totally honest. So Fernandes, Gillespie, there's two so far on the list that, to be honest, I'm going to write down, because at the end of the stream, I'll just reflect and I'll go through the players that basically I think should be leaving the club. So we've got Gillespie, and then we've got Fernandes. Yeah, so we've got them two so far. The one that I really want to see fight for each place, if I'm totally honest, is Jamal Lewis. I know he got injured. I know there's 3 left backs, probably 4 left backs now potentially at the club, but I would love to see Jamal Lewis get a chance this season. Haven't really seen much of him pre-season, but Jamal Lewis is definitely someone I would look and hope he gets somewhere in the squad this season. I hope he gets another chance. I know we've just signed Target, but another young lad, I just think it'd be interesting to see him. The one that's really shocked us, if I'm going to be totally honest, I thought he would have left, and he hasn't left yet, is Matt Ritchie. I love Ritchie. I love how he can finish the ball. I love it how he controls the ball. But after watching him play in Benfica's match yesterday, Matt Ritchie is nowhere near as fast as the player that he used to once be. I know he's got on with age and things like that, but Matt Ritchie is just, he's not the man anymore. Like, he's just, I don't think Ritchie's going to make it. Obviously, Eddie Howe really likes Ritchie. There's a lot of the coaches that like Ritchie. I love Ritchie. He's 32 now. He's not going to get a blink in the first team, if I'm totally honest. They played him at right wing yesterday against Benfica. He did play well. Played all right on the wing, but he wasn't fast enough. Sadly, Ritchie is just, if I'm totally honest, if we could, I don't think it's going to happen, but in my opinion, Matt Ritchie would be the next one that I would get rid of. I think Matt Ritchie's just one of them players that you'd have to look at getting rid of. Definitely. The next one I am going to talk about, because obviously we have seen the likes of Emil Croft really progress well at Newcastle under Eddie Howe, is one of these two I can see leaving. I don't think Eddie Howe's going to let Thankyou go. I just don't think that's ever going to happen. But I honestly think the fact that Thankyou can play on the left, you've got Ritchie, who Eddie Howe probably isn't going to sell. I think Jamal Lewis will go on a loan to a championship club. I really do. I think Jamal Lewis is definitely going to end up going on loan to a championship club. I don't know why. I just think he will in the end. I think Lewis will be one of these players that you'll see go out on loan somewhere. But yeah, there's no of your thoughts. But I think Jamal Lewis will be another one. I'll potentially go out on loan to a championship club. So he'd probably go out on loan, which I'll write that down just so we can look back at the notes at the end. I'd love Matt Ritchie to move on. I love him, but I just don't think if we want to move, if you want to go from this level to that level, you can't really keep these kind of players at the club. I'm sorry, but you just can't. He's done phenomenal over the years of being at Newcastle, but if we want to go from here to here, come next season, well, not even next season, but the season after, the likes of Matt Ritchie and things, you just have to let them go. Not pay them off and such, try and sell them. We've seen it with Dwight Gale. I think he just went Stoke for free. So, yeah. We've got Fabian Schär, or Shaw, whatever you want to call him. Another centre-back there, but I've already said Federico Fernandes potentially going to, I think he'll leave. I think he'll go somewhere abroad. Would love Shaw to stay, but there is a lot of competition at centre-back now. What kind of formation we're going to play come next season, I'll be surprised. I said, and I know a lot of people are against it, I said 5 at the back might be a choice come next season. I don't think it'll get used because I don't think it's ever been Eddie Howe's preferred formation. I'm sure Eddie Howe loves a 4-4-2. He loves a 4-3-3. I don't think he'll ever use 5 at the back. So having all these centre backs, it just seems a bit stupid. I mean, I think Fabian Schär's on like 45 grand a week himself. But yeah, obviously Kieran Trippier, my target. They're not going anywhere anytime soon. Kel Watts is another young lad that's come through the academy. He's getting on. He's playing well. I mean, I haven't seen much from him in pre-season. I haven't really took much notice of pre-season. But I think another lad, I think he's never going to get a break in the first team, especially with the amount of centre-backs that we currently have in the squad. I think this is another lad that you need to set out on loan, get a bit more experience in the Championship, see how he gets on. Midfielders. So one that a lot of people would have been saying last season, probably including me, Miguel Almiron. A lot of people want to see him leave. A lot of people said, cut your losses with Almiron and sell him. But in my opinion only, after watching him in pre-season and towards the end of last season, Almiron has really, really improved under Eddie Howe. Him playing at right mid, he's really improved under Eddie Howe. The only thing with Almiron, consistency hasn't been on his cards at all. I don't think he's consistent enough. I love him. Don't get us wrong. Perfect as like a rotation winger. We still need, and I still think we're in for something. I don't know who. I'm hoping that it's not certain players, but we need another right winger. First team starter, that's just going to be another level. Someone that will literally take it from here to here. We need a definite new right winger. And then another young lad, which, if I'm totally honest, I would love to see him stay in for the first team. It's Elliot Anderson, the young Scottish lad. I would love to see him in and see how he gets on around the first team. Whether or not Eddie Howe feels the same way, I don't know. There's some sources that have said that he'll stay. Some sources say that he'll go. We'll have to say about that one. That one might go a bit later on after pre-season. We'll see how he gets on. Because let's not forget, pre-season is basically over now. There's 2 games left. One's Bilbao and the other one is, I can't remember the other one. I keep forgetting its name. But there's two pre-season games left, I think. Both at St. James's. So Elliot Anderson, we'll see how he plays in pre-season. We'll see what happens with him. But if I'm totally honest, I'd love to see him in and around the first team. But I think it's one that Eddie Howe will probably look to send out on loan. But yeah, keep going further down. Joe Linton, I'm just going to skip past him because obviously Joe Linton, absolutely phenomenal how much he's came on since Eddie came in. He's not going nowhere. Ryan Fraser, another young lad, he plays on the right wing again, or left wing. He's just someone I would like to see stay fit. Ryan Fraser is definitely someone I'd like to stay fit. If he does, then that's great. He's not going anywhere. Gamara is, again, another person that's no point talking about. He's not going anywhere. He's been all right in pre-season. I mean, it's pre-season. You're meant to just see players shine that want to shine like the youngsters. So, yeah. Here's another one. One that I'm very surprised is still at the club. I thought he would have been one of the main players to leave straight away on loan or even a transfer. Is Matty Longstaff. So, yeah, Matty Longstaff, I just think this is another guy that I don't think he's ever going to make it in Newcastle. Don't get us wrong. He's had his chances back in the day. But I think Matty, he's going to get sold at some point. But I think this season, it's not going to happen. I think Matty will probably go out on another loan to a Championship club or even a League One side because I'm pretty sure he was at League Two last year. But yeah, I think Matty Longstaff, he'll be another one that'll move on. Sean Longstaff, he's another player that's going to stay in the first team. It's pretty obvious. He's not going anywhere anytime soon. I mean, the Longstaff brothers broke through the stage. Haven't done as well. I mean, Sean had that one season where he was mint. Man United were going to buy him for 50 million. Never happened. Sean Longstaff he's just going to be in and around the first team as a rotation. Well, and here's another one. I know his childhood club and everything like that, but Jacob Murphy. I think Jacob Murphy, he's lucky. He's very lucky to be in this team. I think someone like Jacob Murphy, I understand he's English and he's a homegrown player and it's his boyhood club, but Jacob Murphy's just a player that I would like to see sell. I think there's a lot of Newcastle fans that will agree with this. Jacob Murphy is just not Premier League quality. He's not. He's had his chances, even in pre-season. He's having his chances. He's just not good enough. He really isn't good enough, and I think Eddie Howe himself knows this. I think the only issue with Jacob Murphy is finding him a club that will actually either take him on loan or take him on permanently. So I think this will be a one that will come at the end of the window when eventually out of nowhere we end up signing a winger, because don't get us wrong, we are going to sign a winger. Who it is, I don't know. Haven't got any of that information yet. I am going to start digging a lot more for anyone that wants to come forward with transfers or anything like that. There is a link, well, not a link, but there's an email address in the description of the video. Just email us there if you want to come over privately, you want to discuss Newcastle players, or you can even go to me Twitter, you can DM us on Twitter. We can talk about anything you've heard in regards to players. I don't mind relaying the information, putting in a YouTube video and sending it off. Post it live. I mean, helps me. But yeah, it's pretty sick. But yeah, Jacob Murphy, definitely another one I would like to sell. 100%. I don't know if it'll happen. Shelby's going to be staying in Willock. Let's talk about Joe Willock for a minute. I think this young lad here, he had a stinker last season. Let's be real. Joe Willock wasn't anything like the player we got on loan from Arsenal last season. He was a bit of a flop under Steve Bruce, but he got bruised. Let's be honest, a lot of the players got bruised. Now, when I've watched Joe Willock towards the end of last season and in pre-season in particular, the lad puts a shift in and he's really is fighting for his place in this first team. I love Joe Willock. I think he's a phenomenal player. He's a great English talent coming through. But yeah, want to keep an eye on Joe Willock. And here we go. We've got the forwards. Well, on the website, it's classed as St. Maximum. It's like a forward winger sort of thing. So yeah, we've got St. Maximum, Callum Wilson and Chris Wood. St. Maximum, there's been links after links after links of St. Maximum potentially leaving somewhere. Apparently a £70 million price tag and things like that. This is me just speculating. I wouldn't ever expect St. Maximum loves Newcastle. I know at some point he wants the Ballon d'Or and he wants this and he wants that. But the one thing you need to remember about St. Maximum, he's not going anywhere. St. Maximum is not going to leave Newcastle United. He's going nowhere because I think he knows how much he's loved at the club. As much as he gets frustrated with certain things at the club, so do a lot of players. But let's be honest, St. Maximum's not going anywhere. I hope he doesn't go anywhere because he's one of my favourite players on the team. Same alongside of Callum Wilson. I think Callum Wilson himself, he's an absolute outstanding goal scorer. We've seen it. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Callum Wilson got 20 goals this season, but he needs to stay fit. That is the one issue we have with Callum Wilson. He doesn't stay fit. If we can get him to stay fit, it's massive for the full season, basically. And we're going to have to talk about this one. I mean, I know Jason are keeping a tune. If you haven't checked out Jason's channel, go and check him out. He's a good lad, Jason. He hates Chris Wood. If you have Jason on Twitter, you'll understand how much this guy does not like Chris Wood. He doesn't like him. I mean, don't get me wrong. I defended him when he first came in. I thought he's going to rub it in people's faces. He's going to do this, that, and the other. It's striker Chris Wood. I mean, he does it in the international level, but he can't do it for us. He can't score. His confidence is shocking. His confidence is so poor. It's unbelievable how poor Chris Wood is. I think this is a guy I don't think we're ever going to see him leave because they paid 25 million for him last season. Let's be real. It'll be like a next season or the season after we'll say Wood leave. I don't think it'll be this season. As much as you'll see speculation, you'll see all these other things happening, Chris Wood will not leave Newcastle United this season. He might next season when we look to add more depth at striker, but he's not leaving this season. Another thing to mention is, I think the main two positions, I think we will see us sign someone in. I think there'll be two, potentially three signings, two of them being permanently and one of them being a loan. The only reason I'm saying loan, and a lot of fans are going to argue and blah, 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 because we're the richest club in the world. But you need to remember, financial fair play can still mess us over. So they're playing it smart, the owners. So just remember, it's a process. This process is going to take a few years. We always knew this. We're not going to be a team fighting for Europe. If we fight for Europe, I mean, I'll hold my hands up and say, wow, we've done it. We've fought for Europe straight away. But this season's all about solidarity and not being that team that's fighting and not being a relegation zone. This season's about getting mid-table, getting high end of the Premier League. It's nothing to do with trying to push for Europa League or anything like that. You can't expect this thing to happen the season after we've just fought the relegation battle. You can't expect it. I know we've spent a lot of money, but we need to lower our expectations from here and go a little bit down. We don't have Mike Ashley anymore. That's one plus. There's no Mike Ashley in the club. The one thing that we do have is a building platform. We're building every single day. Look at what the owners are doing. They're looking after St. James's Park. They're looking after the players. They're looking after the backroom staff. They're bringing in new people. They're taking care of this club from the top to the bottom. You just need to give it time. I know everybody's going to be so annoyed because they want things to happen now. But remember, they're taking the most cautious steps as possible, because the last thing you want to do is put something in place where it doesn't agree with the rest of it and then it crumbles. That's not what they're about. They're not about making a harsh decision. This is why we're not going out and spending 50 million on Diaby. This is why we're not going out and spending 53 million or whatever it is on Paqueta. I think, don't get us wrong, I think Paqueta will sign for Newcastle at the end of this window. I think it's one that you'll have to watch and it'll go all the way at the end of the window. It definitely will. I think Paqueta will be a Newcastle player by the end of this transfer window. But yeah, other than that, I think, if I'm honest, we'll see a right winger come in. I know there's a lot of pushing with Jack Harrison. I know there's a lot of media talks about that, but I think that's media. I don't think Harrison will sign for Newcastle. I don't think Leeds will let him come to Newcastle either. So Jack Harrison, I don't think he'll be the right winger that we sign. I think it'll be another person will sign at right wing. When the name comes up, I'll hopefully make a video and get it released before it actually gets announced of who it actually is. Hopefully I can get a few more people on and we'll do a little show together and we'll speak about transfers and someone can bring some details I'll never actually find out because I don't have agents, contacts, and I don't have people that link things to us. This is why I'm saying if anybody wants to be that kind of person that has valid backup points, Twitter DMs are open, email addresses down the bottom, let us know. But yeah, I don't think anything to do with Chris Wood is happening, but the three positions, if I'm honest, and I'm going to conclude this video on that I think Newcastle will want and they'll be pushing for by the end of this window is right wing, striker and cam. The cam straight away, I think, is Paqueta. Eddie Howe loves him. I mean, it's Gamora's his best friend. So I'd be very surprised if this doesn't happen. So Paqueta, I think he's going to be one that's Lucas Paqueta. I think he's just going to be one that we'll see come to the club. Striker-wise, there's a guy called Sisseko. I think he's called Benjamin Sisseko. I can't remember. Basically, he's a young lad. I only know about him because Football Manager, he's one of these strikers you always sign. I would love Newcastle to sign him, but for Sisseko to come here and be a young lad and progress, he's not going to want to be a number two. Not a number two, but he's not going to be this. He want to be this rotation striker. He wants to play every single week. He's young and he wants the experience. That's the only thing that might put Sisseko off. It's the same with other strikers that we're trying to sign. The fact that they might rotate with Wilson might just put them off massively. It's getting the right targets in and getting the right balance in within this club. So I think Sisseko might be a potential one that will be the striker that we've been looking for all this window. I think Paqueta is another one. So that'll be the cam, the striker, and the right wing. I haven't a clue. I couldn't bring you a name for the right wing spot. I always said from day one, I was hoping that we'd go in for like Ousmane Dembele or something like that. Or Ousmane, or whatever you say his first name is. I thought and I prayed that we would get him or Lingard. That's not been the case. I'm still shocked. Don't get me wrong, I'm still shocked Lingard's went and signed for Nottingham Forest, but look at the wages he's on. You're stupid to pay that kind of money. I know Nottingham Forest are going to want him in their club because they're going to want all these players that have got the Premier League quality, they've done it, and things like that, but paying some of that kind of money to come and join Newcastle, nah, I'm sorry, but there's an expectation of being up here with your wages when you're down here, and you should be getting nowhere near that. Like, I think it worked out that Lingard's wages was basically St. Maxim, Wilson and Wood's wage package all together as one wage. I mean, that's 3 players for the price of one, wage-wise. You're just stupid to give them that kind of money. So, yeah, any names you've got, any links, anything like that, don't forget, Twitter handle, drop us a DM on there, or drop us an email. The email's down in the description. So, yeah, the 2 names I think that's more likely to come to Newcastle is Lucas Paqueta and Sissoko. I don't think they're going to come in before the start of the season. I think we'll see rumours and rumours and rumours. I think Paqueta will go all the way down to deadline day. Sissoko maybe coming in the next week, hopefully. We'll see what happens in that, but we need a striker before the start of the season, I think, in my opinion. Obviously, the players we touched on, Mark Gillespie, one player that I would look to sell. Same with Federico Fernandez. There's too many centre-backs. Get rid of him. Matt Ritchie, I don't think he's ever going to sell, but Matt Ritchie, I would sell him as well. I just don't think he's got the legs for the game anymore in the Premier League. Jamal Lewis, the player that I would like to see do bits and bobs in the first team, but I don't think he's going to get that chance. I think he'll go out on loan, he'll go to the Championship, potentially probably back to Norwich on a loan basis, but we'll see what happens with that one as well. Kel Watts, another player that you'll probably see go out on loan. He's a young centre-back. There's too many centre-backs in the club, as I've already touched on. Matty Longstaff, I just don't think he's going to get a chance in the team. I don't think he'll ever get a chance to shine anymore, Longstaff. I think there's too many midfielders that are getting bought and that are, they're developed and are already ready for first team. I think his brother Sean's far too far ahead now, and he's in that first team picture more than Matty. So, yeah, Matty will probably go out on loan again before they eventually sell him either next season or the season after that, depending on how he develops in the Championship and things. But, yeah, Jacob Murphy, another one that I've touched on as well. A guy that's been in the club for too long, in my opinion. He's not Premier League quality, probably Championship quality, but he's just not good enough for us. We've seen it in pre-season, seen it in January. I thought he was going to go in January, but he's not. But yeah, another last one's Jacob Murphy. So in total, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 7 more players potentially to move on from Newcastle, with potentially 2 coming in the door. 3 obviously with the right winger, but I don't know who it will be. Any suggestions, anything? Comment sections down below. Twitter's also down below, and also email address down below if you want to keep it private. But yeah, thanks for tuning in for everyone that's actually joined in the stream today, or if you're watching this back on YouTube. Thank you very much for tuning in. Don't forget to like, rate, comment, subscribe, do all that stuff that makes the channel basically boom and make me want to do it even more. So yeah, thanks. Hopefully we'll get a show together with a bunch of people in the future, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.